And welcome again to another edition of Tobs Talk, everybody, on Greenlight. My name is Riley Corcoran. And wow, what a great start for the Wilson Tobs. 2-0 now getting into our game tonight against the Peninsula Pilots. Let's recap just a tad of what happened against Edenton, the class of the league the last 2 years. The Tobs put them away with relative ease last night on the road, 13-9, smacking 5 home runs over the wall. Just to put it in perspective for you, 6 home runs have been hit in the whole Coastal Plain League, 5 of them by your Wilson Tobs. Collins Cuthrell hit 2 home runs over the left field wall, which is kind of like a mini green monster to put it in perspective for you in Edenton. So Collins Cuthrell, the hometown kid that we had on Tobs Talk last time, hits 2 home runs last night. Kevin Jordan hits a blast over center field wall. The great story from Wake Forest. Josiah Burney, who you'll hear from later on in this episode, hit a home run. So it was just all around for the Tobs. Also, Luke Lowry, just freshly added to the roster yesterday, hits a home run in his first at bat for the Wilson Tobs. So 5 home runs, 13 runs scored, great starting pitching. Just been all around great performances so far. They lead the league in stolen bases, 10 so far through the first 2 games, 7 last night against Edenton. The starting pitching has been phenomenal. Both starting pitchers, JT Brubaker and Matt Borens, allowing just 1 run and 2 hits in their impressive starts so far. See if they can carry that over onto tonight. Tonight's game against the Peninsula Pilots, who are also 2-0. They beat Petersburg the last 2 nights, came from behind, scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning last night to pick up their 2nd victory of the season behind an impressive crowd. 3,600 people showed up in Peninsula last night. A big promotion night for you, Thirsty Thursday, first of the year. I know everyone's going to be excited about that. Also, 10th Inning Club, something new this year. The beer garden will be open 1 hour after the game is over. So instead of maybe to stick around and hopefully watch the Tobs win and shake some hands after the game and then enjoy a beverage afterwards. Our sponsor tonight, Coastal Beverage, want a special thanks to them for sponsoring tonight's game. Also, Dean's Farm Market, so you can enjoy that, everything that goes along with it. So maybe if you're not exactly a baseball fan, plenty of reason to come out to historic Fleming Stadium tonight. In this episode of Tobs Talk, we'll talk with Coach Austin Love coming up next about the impressive start for the Tobs. Again, the aggressive style of base running, is that going to continue? They're definitely fun to watch. You cannot take their eye off of them right now when they are on the base pass. Also the power, the pitching. We'll talk with Coach Love coming up next. Also, Josiah Burney will join me later on in the episode, and Matt Micah, the Assistant Director of Media Relations and Broadcasting, to preview again tonight's game. That's all coming up on Tobs Talk. And welcome back to Tobs Talk on Greenlight. Riley Corcoran joined by head coach Austin Love of the 2-0 Wilson Tobs. Now, Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me back.
And I tell you what, well, if you keep winning, I'll keep having you back. 2-0 start, great games, a little bit of everything we've seen. Let's go back to opening night first before even the game started. What do you think of the atmosphere, the fans of Wilson showing up opening night, a pretty good crowd?
It was very exciting, throughout the town, people were mentioning opening night. Robin Hooser has done a great job marketing the club. Pretty much, like we spoke last time, it's another reason why I really like this gig is because people hold the team accountable, and they were often nights the #1 ticket. So, it was very exciting. Kids there, the revealing of our new mascot, so it was good atmosphere.
A little bit of everything on and off the field. And let's get to the starting pitching, because that really was the story. JT Brubaker, kid that struggled at Akron this season, did not pick up a victory there, but whoa, he was very impressive through 6 innings, only allowing 1 hit and 1 run. Speak about his performance a little bit.
Oh, well, at Akron, he's a freshman starting on Friday nights as a #1, as Coach Ribalak tries to rebuild that program. The other night, he just attacked bats. He's got a good breaking ball, and he stayed extremely strong and kept us in the ball game after we made a couple mistakes and really didn't do anything for him offensively. He still hadn't won a game in his college career, but he was pretty much the major reason why we won that game.
And I think that's going to turn around in the next couple of starts if that was any indication of what happened on Tuesday night. Also, what do you think was the difference offensively? Because you guys did not pick up a hit through 5 innings, and all of a sudden they woke up in the 6th and the 7th, putting on a 3 spot in the 7th inning. Did you guys change your approach? Was it maybe the first game jitters? What do you think was the difference offensively about the 3rd time through the order?
I think just overall, the whole atmosphere, just a little bit of jitters. I think also we got to see their pitcher a little more. And when we really got to him, he was in the stretch. I think he really pitches well in the windup. it's not that he struggles to hold runners, but I think they're a little bit of his focus because he likes to throw his leg kick up there high. So we were able to get some runners on and do some different things, have some action, some plays, and some stolen bases and things like that. So I think that's what led to it.
And the Tobs win 4-1 on opening night, and then we'll transition now to last night's game, playing Edenton again, kind of a weird back-to-back scheduling to start the season. And this game was a complete polar opposite when you talk about maybe the ballpark, even when we got there. It's a little bit of a short porch all the way around, and instead of a pitcher's duel, this was all about offense, I think, especially for the Tobs. 5 home runs hit in that game. What were your initial thoughts, I guess, on last night's game, putting up 13 runs?
Just exciting. I mean, the home runs are great, but I like the aggressive style of play that our men are putting out there, looking to take the extra base. We're trying to score on every single play with the run on second base, just trying to attack, like we spoke last time, attack, whether it's pitching, defense, on offense, on the bases. We want the next base. So, they really did that pretty well. We got some good, some good timely hits. We got some, some home runs in there and help build the guys' confidence. I think they're getting more comfortable with one another, which is great. And, also that, I'm kind of laid back as far as, coaching them as long as they play hard and show up on time and just be aggressive.
A little bit of the change in culture with the Tobs this year, the aggressive style of base running. I know that some fans have come up to me and go, wow, this team's fun to watch because you can never sleep on them at all. And a good indication of that, 7 stolen bases last night, 10 now, easily leading the Coastal Plain League 10 for 10. Is that something that we're going to be seeing maybe all season long? Is that the way that you like to coach the game, always on there? We have a lot of fast players this year on the Tobs. Pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from a school of coaching where, you only get 27 outs. They're all precious. And in certain slots, you're going to have defensive guys that don't light it up at times. I believe this team is built to hit for a little bit of power in the gap, and we have several guys in the lineup every night that can really, really run. So when we can, we're going to try to steal a base and be aggressive on maybe stretching out double and things like that instead of giving up outs. Be aggressive on pass balls or dirt balls and things like that. Instead of giving away one of our 27.
And the Tobs now 2-0, transitioning, playing Peninsula tonight, 2 games in a row. I know we're very early in the season. There's a lot down the road, but how important would it be to maybe get off to a 4-0 start, especially because Peninsula is 2-0, put you guys in a pretty good position moving into the weekend?
Oh, it's huge. We're worried about 3-0 right now. Hopefully we'll get a good start, out of our starter tonight and continue to hit, and find some holes. And I think if we can, come out, above 500 after the week, maybe a couple games above that, we're sitting pretty on, doing what we want to do in the first half of the season.
Tobs off to a hot start, taking on Peninsula tonight. Head coach Austin Love, thanks for the time, and we will see you on Sunday when you come back here for the next edition of Tobs Talk. Coming up next, we'll talk to the hottest hitter right now in the Coastal Plain League, Josiah Burney, leading the league right now in slugging percentage. That's coming up next on Tobs Talk. And welcome back to Tobs Talk. Riley Corcoran joined by Josiah Burney, who is off to a great start, 4 for 7 in the first 2 games, smacking a home run last night. Josiah, a great start for you. And last night, tell me a little bit about your at-bat, what you saw. I mean, obviously in a pretty good groove right now.
Yeah, well, they started off with the lefty, and I can't believe Coach actually put me in there. I was actually pretty pumped about that because during the season at Old Dominion, I didn't see much at school ball. And, I mean, I was seeing everything, but they were throwing everything, it seemed like at me. And I finally got settled down, and I started seeing the ball better. After that first at-bat, I ended up just hitting a ball to the shortstop, nothing special at all. It's actually a bad at-bat. And then I just calmed down a little bit and started seeing the ball better.
And I tell you what, like we were saying before, leading the league right now in slugging percentage, leading the Tobs in batting average, 4 for 7 to start the season. And tell fans a little bit more about you, your background, staying pretty close to home for college, playing at the Division I level for the last 3 years at Old Dominion. Tell the fans a little bit about your journey so far in baseball.
Well, I just wanted to stay close to home so I could play in front of my, all my family, because I'm really big into family, so, mama's boy. And, yeah, as a freshman, they told me, I was going to come in and play, so I was like, sure, I'll go to ODU. Sounds good. I don't like sitting, so let me play. But, yeah, I ended up being a DH for all the year, except for one start at third base. But then they ended up converting me to a first baseman, and I ended up actually becoming freshman All-American and as a freshman, and that was huge. That was a huge confidence booster. And then we got new coaches that came in, and then I ended up getting those starts at first base. I was scared to death. I had never played over there. But and then after that, I went out to Chicago that summer and just totally transformed. Like I lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
Like I got down because I was trying to get faster, because that was a big thing. It was like, you're not fast enough. So after an off season with power in that sophomore year, and I didn't steal any bases. I wasn't even given a sign. They don't even give me signs. So after that, I went, got that nice body, you know, moving around and stuff. I came back for that this year, and it's pretty much the same year. I had the same exact year, it seemed like, and it was just like, it wasn't good enough. So I came out here to Wilson. Here we are.
And tell me a little bit about the difference between maybe Wilson right now and teams you played on, summer league teams before, because this team to me is gelled together so well, and we've only been maybe a week into the season. Just speak a little bit about that, how different this atmosphere is around this team.
I mean, as soon as you walk up, I mean, guys are joking around and just like, you know, all good guys, everybody. Just it's like I don't dislike anybody, which that's hard. That's hard
in a baseball atmosphere.
All these different egos and you know, all coming together. It's amazing. You know what we've done, and it's only like the fifth day, and I mean we're all like best friends already. And it's like in the past, like you'll get guys that are just there for themselves, and they don't know when to turn off the joke, or you know, just they don't know when it's serious time. And with these guys, as soon as we get on the field, it's like we're ready to play. And I love that. I love intense guys, and that's what we got when we get on the field.
Well, and it's showing 2-0 record so far, taking on Peninsula tonight and tomorrow. And I know you might have a little bit of extra motivation playing the Pilots the next 2 games, pretty close to where you're from. So a little bit more motivation for you tonight.
Oh, definitely. I played there my freshman year on a conditional contract, and just things apparently didn't work out, so they didn't want me. And I mean, that's where I started playing baseball. My grandpa, who brought me into the game, he used to take me to like camps and stuff there, and I mean, it was awesome. So I was like, okay, one day I'm gonna play here. I got that chance for like 9 games or something like that, and it just didn't work out. So I'm definitely pumped to play.
Are you worried about maybe being a little bit too overhyped up for this game, or are you gonna keep it on perspective?
It's still baseball. I mean, it's still a baseball game. I've played quite a few, so I mean, I'm definitely pumped though.
All right. Well, we'll see if Josiah can keep up his hot hitting tonight, already leading the Tobs and the Coastal Plain League in slugging percentage and average at this point. And coming up next, Matt, Mike, and I will preview even more into tonight's game against Peninsula. This is Tobs Talk on Greenlight. We are back, Tobs Talk on Greenlight. Riley Corcoran joined by Matt Micah, the Assistant Director of Broadcasting and Media Relations with the Tobs. And Matt, we just spoke with Coach Love. We've talked with Josiah Burney, a hot hitter for the Tobs, one of many. I mean, we could have picked a lot of people right now, but you've been at both games with me as well. What have you thought about this start the Tobs are on? A good camaraderie like we've talked about, good pitching, good hitting as well. What are your initial thoughts on this season?
I'm very impressed. First of all, for the camaraderie. You know, I was down there on the field last night at Edenton and taking pictures with them, and they were just joking around, but they were focused. You know, they had that loose atmosphere.
In batting practice.
In batting practice, yeah. They were joking around, they were loose, they were, you know, cracking jokes, but they were focused at the same time. So there wasn't a distraction. So that was the biggest key. Also, the starting pitching.
Yeah,
JT Brubaker and Matt Bournes put on impressive starts. JT, he struck out 10 in the home opener, and then Matt Bournes sat down 15 straight, which was impressive. 6
strikeouts for him. And let's get into Bournes' start a little bit, because last night, the easy thing to do, you look, 13 runs were scored, 5 home runs hit, 7 stolen bases. You forget about the strong start that Bournes put in, and he did retire 15 guys in a row between the first inning and the 6th inning, a nice stretch for him. That curveball first was good for him, but what impressed your Bournes?
His mentality, especially when you brought up the 13 rungs. As a pitcher, your
long
focus,
breaks.
Long breaks. Your focus starts to wear on you and stuff like that, and you don't start attacking hitters. You start being lackadaisical with your fastball, with your curveball. But he kept focused and he started attacking hitters every single time he came out of the mound, which was really impressive.
Really impressive for the Tobs. Again, now 2-0 after defeating Edenton back-to-back nights, taking on Peninsula tonight and tomorrow. Big Thirsty Thursday coming up. I know you've been blasting social media all over the place. Give us a social media update. How have the fans been responding to that so far?
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. So many people are coming onto Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You know, we've gotten so many followers. If you're not following yet, please follow us at Wilson Tobs for both Instagram and Twitter. Follow us for pictures, updates, scoring updates. We're just been blasting that. It's been an absolute blast.
Have you been resting your thumbs at least the last time?
Not really. Yeah, I'm just blasting away, keeping the fans updated.
Okay, and now on Thursday tonight, I know you've been kind of in on the promotion side of things, at least know what's going on.
Yep.
More of a 10th inning club happening tonight too. The beer garden going to be open an hour after the game, so make sure you stick around for afterwards too. Expecting a pretty big crowd tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, especially Peninsula Pilots coming in, big crowd. Thursday, like you mentioned, we're expecting a huge crowd tonight.
Both teams 2-0, looking forward to it. Again, the pitching matchup, not quite sure. Peninsula has not announced a starter, but we're going with the Wilson Tobs, John Ballack III will get his first start. A different type of pitcher. If you're looking to come out to the game tonight, it's going to be different. Not these guys that are throwing 90 miles an hour like we've seen the last 2 nights. Ballack is a thumber, like we like to call it in the baseball world. He throws in the low 80s from the left side, frustrates hitters. How different of a mindset is that from a pitcher like Ballack that just throws curveballs, throws everything in there instead of relying on his fastball?
Well, first, he's got to attack the hitters. That's the first mentality you have to have as a pitcher. You can't be, you have to stay within yourself. Right. Stay within yourself. He throws those curveballs, throws those changeups, gets the hitters off their edge, gets them off their game plan, and then you can start attacking them. And then the hitters, they'll not be on their game. Right. So that's his biggest advantage.
And for the Tobs hitting, again, you've played in a wooden bat league before, summer league. Are you surprised with how quickly they've adjusted these wood bats? It took them about 5 innings, and then the last 13 innings or so, the Tobs have been great offensively. Do you think there's going to be a slump coming in, or do you see the hot bats continuing?
No, I feel like the bats are going to explode tonight. That was really impressive. Going from aluminum to the wood bats. Usually you see the first couple games kind of slow with the runs and stuff like that, but in batting practice they're smoking the balls, which is really impressive.
The Wilson Tobs, despite their tough record last year, did start out 2-0, so we'll see if they can change the guard a little bit this year and start off 3-0 with a win tonight against Peninsula. Again, Thursday at the ballpark, the 10th inning club in the beer garden after the game, so plenty of great promotions, everything surrounding the game. Hopefully the Tobs can improve to 3-0. Matt, Micah, Riley Corcoran signing off this time for Tobs Talk. We will see you on Sunday.